Good question following up from my hot bath video. It was about saunas. And I get this a lot because people kind of think they're the same thing. In a way, they're very similar, but they're also different. Okay, so understanding the way the baths and the sauna work, I think, are kind of at the foundation of this conversation. So a sauna is a room with steam or not. Sometimes they're dry. And the lowest temperature they sit at is around 120 degrees. And they can go up to like 130, 140, I think even 150. And the problem with this is that's really hot. It's really too hot. And especially with the steam, I think maybe it may be more, maybe less of an issue with a dry sauna room, but you still have a lot of heat. The issue with the steam is that the steam is very hot, and it can damage your ear canals, your nose, your throat, and your eyes. You know, generally these exposed mucous membranes and passages in the body, right? So that's not good. Sweating is good. So, you know, sweating in a sauna is good, but using a sauna to sweat, maybe not the best move. I just know Ajanas has talked about the wet saunas where they have the steam saunas, right? A dry sauna, you know, is very hot. I think it may be less of an issue because you're not inhaling the steam. Also, the steam, like what is that steam? Tap water? Probably not good to breathe that in either. So there's those factors and considerations. But yes, sweating is very good for you. It does perspire things from the skin and connective tissue out of the body, right? That's good. I'm not saying that's not good, okay? And it's different from a hot bath, though, because the hot bath, it raises your whole body temperature to, 101 or even higher. You can get it up even higher. I've gotten as hot as like 103, I think. And that's beneficial because it speeds up the body's process of healing, as well as detoxing. It will perspire those things out. And the reason it does it better is because you're surrounded by water. You're in a blanket of water. You're submerged in that heat. In a sauna, there's still a lot of ambient air, and your body is not going to get as hot. It just isn't. It doesn't matter how hot you turn the sauna up. Your body is not going to get to the temperature you need to melt out the oils or to help with healing, really. It is going to make you sweat, though, which is good, like I said. And then you see people talk about infrared saunas. Those are probably even worse because you're basically radiating yourself. You're cooking yourself with radiation, with infrared light. And that is not, it is going to make you sweat, but it's also going to pass through your body, right? And it's going to irradiate your organs in your skin. So not a good thing to do. Infrared saunas are probably even worse than steam saunas or dry saunas, honestly, because of the radiation. That'll really mess you up long term. But some people think it's good to sweat like that. It's good to sweat, but not like that. So sauna also isn't going to help you heal injuries, your joints, your muscles, that sort of thing. There's also posture benefits, like if you take a hot bath, you're going to be very loose and relaxed. So this is going to make it easier for you to do adjustments if for a massage, for a chiropractor, for your own self whatever, you're stretching, your yoga. So that's always good to do before you do that stuff because it can help put things back, where they should be or closer to where they should be. Some things you might not be able to fix. Everybody has imbalances and a weak side, and this and that. So you're always going to have some of that. It's never going to be perfect. But as I always say, don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. So, that's about it in terms of baths versus sauna. Baths are infinitely superior. They are more healing, and they're going to help you detox better, especially if you're doing a lymphatic bath, which is going to melt out the lymphatic oils, or I'm sorry, the vegetable oils from the lymphatic system. Sauna is not going to help you do that. So, I've seen some people say, oh, well, a sauna is good, and hot baths are pretty good, but you don't want to stay in a hot bath for more than 10 minutes. People saying this are probably just weak, and they probably don't have enough body fat on them to stay in a hot bath long enough. The more body fat you have, the easier it is to stay in a hot bath, especially the temperature range, it'll be hotter, and you can stay in longer if you have more body fat. I think the same would also be true of a sauna. If you were a little heavier, you would have an easier time staying in a sauna, but it's also something you get used to. So, I know some people do a sauna and they like it. Sweating is good, but it's really not the best move, especially if you're getting tap water steam. It's damaging those parts of your body. I mentioned earlier, it's helping you sweat, but it's not going to melt anything out of your body. So just be advised. If you have access to a bathtub, use it. If you don't, you could buy a portable tub, but it's a lot of plastic. That's not ideal. Maybe you're lucky you live around hot springs. That's the best. So, that's what I got to say. Let me know if you have any questions.